son in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. They just said she had a baby. They both women. How did she have a baby? It threw me for a loop. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids that we have to show that at this age. Like,
that part.
They're going to ask questions.
Yeah.
They are going to ask. I don't have the answer.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg recalled being blindsided a few years ago when he took his grandson to see the Disney movie Lightyear.
Okay, so following that logic, why did you perform at the Trump crypto ball?
Let's get at it, grace and peace, everybody. Let's talk about it. Snoop Dogg done stepped in it, okay? And yo, I'm on Team Snoop right here. I think this is a super interesting discussion. And y'all know I like talking about movies and how the woke ideology has ruined movies. And really, we could take a 5-day jaunt into discussion about that as well, because Lightyear totally did horrible. It was a horrible movie. And Disney Pixar has been fumbling the ball for better than 5 years, probably longer than that. And if we talk about Disney as a whole, they've been struggling. So this movie that they put out some time ago, Lightyear, adding the LGBT element to it. And I understand what people are trying to say. Well, kids are going to be exposed to it anyway. They're children, though. And you're using children as a springboard to push an idea of normalization of a practice that's completely deplorable. Catch me outside. So we're going to listen to Snoop. You know, shout out to Uncle Snoop. He finally is coming around. I also saw some other content creators talk about it. I might bring in Pink Book Lessons if that's okay, because she did an excellent job. Shout out to the fantastic content creator. But let's just bring Snoop in. Let's hear what the whole kerfuffle was about. And by the way, I'm doing this live stream impromptu because you probably did see the title. You did see the description. When I came into my studio this morning, the power had gone out. And I hate when the power goes out because I want to make sure all the systems work properly. So therefore, I was recording something later on today, and I'm going to help someone do something remote. So I wanted to come on real quick, make sure everything works correctly. I believe it does. So green hearts in the chat. If you have any problems or anything like that, let me know. But otherwise, let's get going. Here goes.
What you see, they putting it everywhere.
Yeah.
I took my grandson to see what was a movie with Buzz Lightyear.
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called
the
new
Lightyear.
Kiki
Buzz.
Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, man, she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh,
Come on. Y'all know, you can see the visual in your head. Snoop Dogg as a grandfather is crazy work, right? And you know his grandson. I hate to say it. I believe this story happened 100% exactly like he said. Even when he's like, hey, boy, just watch the movie. Like, no, granddad, how's this working? Yo, I think this is great. I think the reason I think it's great is because the onus is not on me or on Snoop in this example to have to explain how two women could have a child. That's not on me to do. That's on you. You need to explain that if you're going to put this kind of shenanigans and foolishness and tomfoolery into a movie, you need to explain how it happens. I don't have to explain it. I'm going to sit right there and I'm going to say, just like Snoop, I don't know. Now, I probably wouldn't have said I'm scared to watch a movie. I mean, I think he was being hyperbole. But what I am not going to do is going to explain your deplorable behavior. I'm not going to have to explain that. You explain it. I'm not going to do it. You do it. Let's go.
I didn't come in for this. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women. How did she have a baby?
You know that happened.
The movie ain't over with. So it's like, I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit I don't have an answer for.
What'd you tell him?
Watch the movie. Shh.
You said, we don't know.
It threw me for a loop. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids that we have to show that at this age. Like,
that part.
they're going to ask questions.
Yeah.
They are going to ask. I don't have the answer.
Yeah. And I don't even know the answer that's rehearsed. What am I supposed to say?
Right. There we go. Like, why am I, as a straight man married to my wife, need to explain your behavior? You explain it. The onus is not on me to explain your behavior, y'all. That's just some nasty, diabolical work. You think I'm going to have to go through loops and hoops and try to explain? No, you explain it. This is what y'all put in the movie because you put it in the movie. You didn't have to put it in the movie. You could have left it alone. They've done this in other movies too, and they failed. The Multiverse of Madness, they did that. They did the exact same thing. It's almost like the animated and the real life example of that. They did it in both those movies. The onus is not on me to fix that, by the way. The onus is on you. Okay, let's go. And if I don't understand it, then that's not my fault.
Was the lady used to be a
poor woman?
I got questions. Now
Me
I got
too.
questions.
And I was just there to go to sleep and watch the movie.
Shout out to the sleeping. Come on now.
They just said that she had a baby.
Y'all know Snoop. Y'all know Snoop be going to the movie to go to sleep. You know it. That's why they put them big old comfortable chairs in the movie theaters now, man. You know Snoop be in there knocked out. Bless his heart. I hope he don't be snoring. Bless his heart.
Baby. How? They both women. Oh, man, damn. Yeah, eat this popcorn.
Damn.
Snoop Dogg recalled being blindsided a few years ago when he took his grandson to see the Disney movie Lightyear. It's the Buzz Lightyear prequel. The 2022 animated flick features a same-sex female couple raising a child, a detail in the movie that Snoop was not prepared to explain. Take a look.
Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, it threw me for a loop. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids that we have to show that at this age. Like,
That part.
they're going to ask questions.
Yeah.
They are going to ask. I don't have the answer.
Snoop Dogg's comments put him in the doghouse with some.
No, it didn't. No. People don't like Snoop because Snoop performed at Trump's inauguration. People have had the long swords out for Snoop for some time. They've been wanting to put him in the kennel. They've been wanting to put him in the bad dog timeout for the longest because they don't like the fact that if he had not performed at Trump's inauguration and still said this, they wouldn't be up in a tizzy. It's really because of that. They've been waiting for an opportunity to get their hands on Snoop.
It seems. Canadian comedian Ron Sparks posted on Blue Sky, quote, Snoop Dogg 1993, I'm an actual real-life pimp on trial for the murder of a rival gang member. Snoop Dogg 2025, I can't go see any more kids' movies because I'm scared I might see two girls kiss. Pink News X account posted, quote, AFL insisted Snoop Dogg was no longer problematic just before he made anti-LGBTQ plus remarks. The AFL is the Australian Football League. Oh, okay. And Snoop Dogg is set to perform at the final game.
I simultaneously think that Disney does a uniquely terrible job in a lot of its properties.
Absolutely.
Star Wars, in particular, Pixar movies tend to be pretty good.
Y'all let me know if y'all want, because I got a rant, an 8-hour rant about movies. And that, you know what? I'll do it on my Substack. I'm going to do it on my Substack. I'm not going to do it here, but I really want to talk about Disney and how they fumbled the ball and how they fumbled the ball as it relates to male audience and male centric content. I just want to talk about it. So don't be surprised if you see a rant on my Substack coming up soon, because it's just ridiculous. Okay, but let them finish.
But Star Wars in particular, maybe to some degree Marvel,
Star Trek.
like shoehorning in diversity or, you know, like a same-sex couple and not having it have anything to do with the plot.
Nothing.
And feeling very, I brought this up last week when we were talking about Star Wars, the character that's a black stormtrooper. And I was like, oh, it's a black stormtrooper. But it doesn't matter that he's black. And actually, he has no character anyway, and so the character is just poorly fleshed out. I think people maybe don't know how to react when it's like, yeah, here's a same-sex couple because we're pushing progressivism, but it doesn't have anything to do with the movie, and it's almost there.
And just to help this gentleman out, because he doesn't know the term is called The Message. The plot or the movie, here we go. We'll use this as an example. And I'm going to help him out. And this is like a subplot, a prequel to my rant that I'm going to do on my Substack. So here is the movie. You don't care what the movie looks like outside. What you care about is what's inside the movie. And what's inside the movie is the message. The message could be the alphabet mafia. The message could be communism. The message could be whatever, equality, girl boss isms, whatever. It's as long as you put something in there, and the movie is what people come for the movie, but they're sadly what they're getting is the message. And that's what it is. And there was actually, I don't remember the bigwig at Disney Marvel who said, like, we're focusing on the message several years ago. And that's why a lot of your movies have these things shoehorned in. You're like, why is that in there? It's because it's part of the message. And they want to push a progressive idea. They want to push ideas that have nothing to do with the movie. They're using the movie as a vehicle to push, say it with me, boys and girls, the message. Let's bring it back in. Let's go.
There's some kind of prop, and that makes no one happy. And maybe that was the case in this Lightyear movie, which I didn't see, so I don't know. At the same time, how hard is it to explain to a kid that, like...
There are some same-sex couples.
There are some people adopt kids and raise kids that are not their own, that are somebody else. It seems like it takes 30 seconds, but...
I don't think in the movie, and I could be wrong, if you watched Lightyear, let me know. But let me know. I don't think they said that they adopted the child. I think they said that she had the child. Therein is the rub. But let's just be honest. Is that really what you want to explain? Is that really what you want to explain in your sitting with your child at a movie and explain it? And I don't see why does that have to be in the movie? First of all, why is it in the movie? Second of all, why do I have to explain it? Like, again, I don't subscribe to it, so I don't have to explain it. It doesn't, the onus is not on me. And then let's just say he explained it and it's a way that the message didn't want it to be explained. Then you got another problem. Should have maybe put in there.
You know, if that's, I don't think it behooves supporters of same-sex rights or marriages to go around complaining when people have the reaction that Snoop Dogg had, which is a very, very common reaction. I don't think it calls for shaming them or showing any kind of, or assuming that that is coming from a place of bigotry. I don't have kids. I don't know how easy or hard it is to talk to them about various things. So I would not come at Snoop Dogg for saying that at all. I don't think it's fine. It's a little bit funny that he finds these themes hard to grapple with, not themes of whatever violence and drug use from his past.
I mean,
he's kind of just been rehabilitated as, oh, it's Snoop Dogg. He hangs out with Martha Stewart. He's harmless fun.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I mean, that part of it is the part that I have a bigger problem with. People can have whatever objections to whatever movies they like, but like Snoop Dogg as like the defender of family values, I mean, that's a bit hard to take. Now,
That we need to protect kids.
So can he not though? I'm just wondering. Let me make sure I have it right. So Snoop Dogg, though, again, Snoop has some deplorable music. We're not anything like that. Can he not change from that? I'm just wondering. Is he supposed to remain the Snoop of like 1993, the 90s? Is that what so he's never supposed to grow, mature, and change his perspective on things? I'm not saying he did, but I'm just wondering, can one do this? And this leads us into like a discussion about repentance. Can somebody repent and change? Can somebody repent from lifestyle or actions or behaviors of the past and now move in a different direction? Or are we always going to point to their past and say, that's who you are, you're frozen in time? And it does seem like we're kind of lending ourselves to that. You can't change and grow and you can't do something different. It does seem like, and is that really where we want to be? Is that really truly what we want to project? Is like, yo, Snoop said this back in the day. And by the way, I mean, again, I've said it, he has, but are we not willing to say, hey, he did say that back in the day, but Snoop is somebody different now. Snoop moves differently now. Is that not what we're doing? And this is true. A lot of us do become more conservative as we get older. As we see the world changing around us, we do want to conserve the things that we saw before. I mean, that's pretty reasonable. Is that wrong? But even more than that, what if Snoop had become a professed Christian and wanted to change his ideas around that? His ideas in such of that nature, maybe even renounce his previous behaviors. Would we be willing to say, yeah, okay, all right, I could rock with that. And this is consistent with his profession of faith. I'm just wondering because and before you jump in the chat and go hog wild on your boy, don't forget if Snoop had become a Muslim, y'all wouldn't say yes. That's it. So hey, let's finish this up because this guy right here is going to say some pretty bombastic stuff. Let's go.
Kids should not be seeing stuff like this. Okay, so following that logic, why did you perform at the Trump crypto ball?
Oh, how did that even matter?
Why is he your best friend?
How did Trump get into the chat? I just want to know how did Trump get in the chat? How did Trump get in the chat?
Your friend, a member of the PayPal mafia in David Sachs. You caught a case back in the day.
Back in the day.
You rapped about pimping B words, right?
Mm-hmm. He did.
And you talked about having bust downs.
Yep, sure did.
But this is a bridge too far. Astounding, man. Like, we knew when he performed at that crypto ball that there was some terrible things going on. But possibly for a man who was in favor of gay rights during the Obama administration to then just completely fall flat on his face over the span of not even a year is incredible, and possibly showing why he is the biggest disappointment of 2025.
Wow. I think it's humorous to watch these people try to cancel Snoop over this. But wait, in the span of a year, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm not here to explain it. So that's some really interesting. We're going to see it. It's going to get a little bit more.
You should maybe focus on your decision to perform at the inauguration
Told you.
of a man who's leading a party that's attracting every deviant out there. Every deviant that's abusing children, every deviant that is...
Has she not been to a pride parade? Oh my gosh. This woman is, wait, hold on. I got to back that up. She said deviant, but we don't want drag queen story hour. Yo, these people are wild as all get out.
That's attracting every deviant out there. Every deviant that's abusing children, every deviant that is trying to take the rights away from your granddaughters and from any of your dark-complected grandkids. Just on my news feed today, County Vice Chair for the Alabama Young Republicans, and he was a campaign manager for Senator Tom Butler. His name is Kyle Luter. He was arrested for sexual torture and murder of a man. He sodomized the man with a plunger before he unalived him with a hammer. Then you have the anti-trans, pro-Trump sycophant who was hired to be a gymnast of young girls, Sean Gardner, and he was arrested on child sex abuse, abusing 3 young girls and videotaping a bunch of young girls in the bathroom where he worked, and possession of child porn. Then you got South Dakota Republican Joel Koskin, who sexually...
So how is Trump? I'm just really lost, ma'am. Why is Snoop having to answer for this? I just want you to explain to me. Why does Snoop have to answer for this? Because he didn't want to see his grandson being entertained by 2 women in a clip in a movie. Now he's got to answer for this, ma'am. See, this is the part. This is that Trump derangement is on a whole nother level.
He groomed his stepdaughter before sexually abusing her.
These people are evil. These people that she's reading about are horrible, wicked, evil people. May they be under the jail. Why does Snoop got to? What does that got to do with Snoop though? That's the part. It has nothing to do with Snoop. It has nothing to do with anything that we're discussing here. Ma'am, please go have a seat.
And he still won 42% of the vote. And then anti-trans, very anti-trans, and huge mega sycophant Boy Scout leader John Shores was sentenced to 20 years for attempting to meet and sexually abuse a 13-year-old and sending sexually explicit chats to girls as young as 11. This is only a drop in the bucket, Snoop. This is what you should be warning your grandkids about. And as far as the LGBTQ being out there
she is assuming that he doesn't. She is assuming that he's okay with these behaviors. Why do you believe that? Because he didn't do a podcast episode on that? Like, why are you even bringing these things up? They're deplorable. They're evil. They're wicked. Those people need to be under the jail. May they not see the light of freedom again. So what is Snoop supposed to do about that? I don't understand. But see, this is that moving the goalposts. You're like chasing the goalposts around the field. Ma'am, that's not what we were talking about at all. But I digress.
Here's how you describe it to your grandkids. That at least 10% of humans are born in this community. It's not a choice. And for centuries, they felt...
I don't have to say that, though. I don't believe that. So therefore, I don't have to propagate a lie. I don't believe that. So therefore, I don't have to sit there and propagate the lie. You need to explain it. I'm not going to. Sorry. That's the problem. Too many people don't push back and say, nah, I'm not participating in this craziness. That's on y'all.
Shame and had to hide in the closet. And you know what happens when you feel shame, kids? You get into drugs. You get hit with very severe depression and anxiety. And this is just giving them representation because all the movies they see, all the advertisements are almost all entirely with straight people. And as you can see, kids, it's not gay people who are abusing children. It's these other freaks. And I feel shame that I performed in the inauguration of Donald Trump. And I'm working on that, kids.
Snoop's music isn't aimed at small children. Disney is. Uh-oh. We're bringing that noise. Let's go. Oh, I hate when I do this. Sorry about that, y'all. Let's see this. FYI, this movie lost hundreds of millions of dollars because people didn't want to take their children to see it. It wasn't just Snoop that had a problem with it. And see, that's going to lead to my discussion. I told y'all I could go on a 20-day rant about how Disney is completely, totally tanking itself. And I don't believe it's too big to fail. This is exactly why we don't let our kids watch any modern Disney stuff. Yep, same here. We're watching, and my kid asked me, and I didn't know what to say because it was supposed to be a family friendly. How to explain where two women got a child adoption, but I don't think they said that in the movie. But even more than that, I'm not responsible to do that. And it wasn't germane to the story. It wasn't like it moves the story forward. As they mentioned earlier, someone heterosexual abandoned a child, and a lesbian couple took this child in as their family. Not necessarily. Because if I'm not mistaken, and we might have to pull it up, they make a point that this is in the future, aka some kind of advancement has happened where two women can't actually have a child, apart from a heterosexual union. So now there was reason behind it. It wasn't just, they adopted. They found him on the side of the road. Nah, not so much. Nah, not gonna do that. What does Marshall say here? Then white liberals are the most twisted and intolerant of other people's beliefs. There we go. But they're supposed to be the party of tolerance. Part of the party of tolerance is that you have to tolerate me. Do we know have to redefine family friendly? I think so. Shout out to Amethyst Angel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's change only good if you move into their position. That's not how the pendulum works. I agree. Like, what if Snoop, again, like I asked the question, what if Snoop became a Christian and confessed his sins, professed Christ, and is moving in a different direction? Are we going to keep pointing to his previous body of work? See? I kind of want to, you know what? I'm going to drop Pink Book Lessons in the chat, and I'll probably put it in the description as well. I think she did an excellent job of talking about this topic. I'm glad I watched it, and I'm just going to drop it in there for y'all to check out and give me your 2 cents about it for sure. I think it was a good discussion. And I think this discussion needs to continue. Shout out to Snoop. I think it's interesting to watch white liberals try to cancel a black man. Is got to be the funniest thing. And then black people siding with the white liberals to cancel the black man. Y'all, this thing is insane. But I'm just here to watch and take and laugh and chug my message. Y'all, thank you so much for tapping in with me, for real. I really do appreciate it. I wanted to make sure that the power went out in my studio this morning, and I want to make sure everything was right. So I'm glad it works right. I got to help somebody with something remote later on today. So I want to make sure I was good to go. So thank you so much for tapping in. If you could, make sure you hit that like button. Today's Wednesday. I believe tomorrow I might do a live stream looking at some Umar shenanigans with a couple of friends of ours on the channel, as well as Friday. And we might look at something from Candace. And because we're still waiting for her response from the Macrons. Still haven't gotten a response. I don't know why. Candace, where's the response to the Macrons? We need that response. So that'll be coming up soon. So thank y'all so much for rocking with me. I really do appreciate each and every one of y'all for not only hitting the like button, for commenting down below. Let me know what you think about this whole discussion. Give me your 2 cents. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you support Pink Book Lessons. Give her a shout out. Tell her the J Witt podcast sent you for sure. And let's do this again real soon, everybody. Until then, grace and peace. Take care. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the J Witt podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment, because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.